Hi everybody, welcome to week 3 of Walking a Path of a Spiritually Minded Individual. I'm super thrilled to be here with Parashakti. Was introduced to her by Karen Berg and I partook in her beautiful program Dance of Liberation, which was really, I would say life-changing experience for me. And Parashakti would like to share with us a few words, and before we do that, she would like to introduce us into a little grounding session.
Yes. So, before I start any sort of offering in the world, I always invite all of us, wherever we are, even if we're across the seas, especially now, to find our own center, to find our own ground. And so I invite us to close our eyes, and we welcome you to join us here in just allowing yourself to connect with your breath. And if your eyes aren't closed, we really invite you just for a moment before we begin to just share in the wisdom of this work, just to find your own anchor. After perhaps a day of work, wherever you are right now, just feeling the soles of your feet grounded into the Adama, into Mother Earth, and connecting with now what would be your intention. Is it to just slow down? Is it to be more connected in general? Something that you could just state to yourself as we create this sacred space of sharing these ancient teachings, because it's these ancient teachings that return us home. So we invite you to return home with us, to enter into this sacred container. And the way that I like to start always is clearing and cleansing and purifying. And so I'm going to offer a prayer and clear this space, and you will feel it. All you have to do is to have that sacred intention in your heart, whatever that personal intention is. What is it that you are releasing? What is it that you're bringing into your life? And with that, I offer the medicine of the sage. So Daniel, I'm going to ask you to hold the eagle feather.
Okay.
And what the eagle represents is higher vision. It's about seeing the bigger perspective of life. And so when you hold this part of yourself, this higher vision that you might have, just what would it be now? If you were to be witnessed, which you are, because we're live. Hello. We're getting
I did not expect this. Always, she's full of surprises. What would it look like?
Yeah. What would now, as you hold this feather that represents the bigger picture, what would that look like?
For me, the first thing that comes to my mind is being, and it's connected to what you said before, being the purity and being a pure channel, bigger and purer channel or servant of the light of the Creator. Mm-hmm. That's in the big picture, I believe, what my soul really wants, and what a lot of us really want, is to feel like we are really those beacons of light in everything that we do.
Beautiful. So take a moment and close your eyes.
Okay.
Now that feather also serves as a clearing. And so just think about something, it's personal, you don't have to say it out loud, something that is blocking you from actually connecting to this intention, connecting to this higher vision. And when you feel connected to whatever that is that you feel is in the way, I want you intuitively to use the feather to clear that. So have that intention, I'm clearing what doesn't serve me from this higher intention that I just spoke. And in any way that you feel called, there's no right and wrong on how to do that.
Definitely helps with the heat.
Yes. So, we can do this at home, and we don't need an eagle feather. We can just release what doesn't serve us. And I really believe that we are our own medicine doctors. We can clear ourselves. It's great to have someone to talk to, but it's really about us, as you said, coming into becoming what I call an empty, hollow bone, so that the light can work through us. And we have to clear sometimes. So I just welcome that as a practice to do about clearing. And there's, you could take water and you can clear yourself. So there's no right and wrong on how to do that.
Really appropriate for the end of the month of Virgo, but just before we enter Rosh Hashanah.
Exactly.
It's all about clearing and cleansing and letting go of the old, because the year ends and we're starting a new year. So it's definitely a very good practice also timing-wise to let go of the past, because once the light of Rosh Hashanah enters this Sunday night, we want to be ready as a cleared vessel of all the old stuff and be open to receive that new light that is coming. Beautiful.
Yay, thank you.
So you want to tell maybe our audience a little bit about yourself, what you do. I mean, maybe also a little bit about that dance of liberation that I was part of, which was really mind-blowing. Yes. So yeah.
Wonderful. So yes, I started dancing when I was 7 years old. Well, I started officially dancing when I was 4, but at 7 is when I figured out that I did not want to be a ballerina. I had a very strict Russian ballet teacher in Jerusalem, and I remember just coming home at 7 years old and feeling like I couldn't really truly express myself. And so that's when the journey started. Can you believe it? I was 7 years old, and as my mom says, because I don't remember exactly, I just broke out into my own expressive dance. And over the years, I really was searching for a way to be able to express myself, and it all came through movement. And I dedicated my life to the essence of now what I know to be spirit and dance. And what led me into the work that I'm doing today, that I've dedicated my life to, is physical injuries, because I was a professional dancer, and when I was 17 in Israel, I was rehearsing for a dance performance, and I had my first really severe injury. And that's what started, I would say, the wake-up call, and the pain in my body started speaking to me. And so I really just allowed for that pain to be a voice of direction and navigation. And just to jump to the next injury at the age of 22, that's when I really woke up. That's when I really started to listen to a higher call that is my soul call, and that's what led me to study yoga and live in an ashram and dedicate my life to yoga. And in 1999, I received the name Parashakti. My birth name is Sigalit. And when I went to live in the ashram is when I started exploring the idea of going into darkness. So closing the eyes and allowing my body to dictate the movement rather than me trying to follow some sort of choreographed dance. And so the blindfold, which we use today in Dance of Liberation, that exploration of the blindfold started at a very young age with my eyes closed. And then I was introduced to my Native American elders and apprenticed my Native American elders from the Lakota and the Shoshone traditions, and they kind of took me under their wing. And for about 20 years, I was dancing with them. And
Wow.
through the work that I did with them, I developed Dance of Liberation, which, it is a dance, and you can come to a dance liberation, but it's a whole lifestyle program, and it's based on 7 foundations. And through the 7 foundations, you really begin to connect to the deeper calling of your soul. So that's a little bit just about what I do.
Just a little bit. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a very liberating dance.
Yes.
That's what I experienced at it, and
Yeah.
it was my first. And thank you so much for doing this. I didn't know all this background about you and all these years and all this. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah,
Really fascinating to me.
So I'm curious for you, when you put on the blindfold and you went into that deeper, darker quest, the vision quest, I call it.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
Yeah. So to clarify, what we're actually doing, right, what she guided us through, is you're being blindfolded and you're actually with a group of people and you don't see others don't see you, you need to express yourself. Beforehand, she took us on a path of asking a question. What was it?
Yes. So always we start, so again, there's 7 foundations, and the very first foundation was creating sacred space, what we did in our little opening of our interview. And then the second foundation is getting the dancer clear about what are they dancing for?
Yeah.
What is the intention that they're ready to embark upon to allow their body to give them the wisdom rather than up here? So we dance out of here into the heart, and then allow for the body just to express itself with the blindfold.
Just a beautiful experience, because so you asked me what I got from it, and I shared it with the circle afterwards. So many things, but one of the strongest things that I received from it was really, like, it became clearer and clearer to me what kind of blockages there are there, as far as thinking or being concerned what others think of me or how I'm being perceived. Even though we know that nobody sees, but there's always that voice in the back of the head, like, not wanting to go all the way, or being shy to express oneself, or looking weird or looking awkward. And it took a little bit of time until I found myself being comfortable with just dancing and expressing. And it is exactly what the title is. It's a dance of liberation. It's very liberating.
Right. Yeah, it's fascinating because at a certain point, the energy on the dance floor shifts. And what I mean by that is it's this moment where there's kind of this aha moment for the dancers where they realize, wait a minute, nobody is watching me. Why am I not allowing myself? And that's what begins the journey of exploration and inventory and questioning. Wait, I'm actually alone here. I know I've got my community that are praying with me with very clear intention, but they're blindfolded. So why? And that big question of why starts to come through, and it's really dance therapy. It's really you becoming your own therapist on the dance floor.
And just as I'm looking here, we're having people watching us from Brazil, I see, Yosef Basham, and we have Tanya, and we have Yuda Ashkenazi, watching us live too. And by the way, guys, if you want to write something in the comment or ask questions, take the opportunity. You can ask both of us. Later on, it will be available on recording, and we can still answer. But if you have a question in mind, you can type it in. We'll be happy to answer that. I'm actually curious to know, it just came to me now to ask you, because I know you've been starting to study Kabbalah as well.
Yes.
At the center here in Los Angeles, and I'm curious to know, like, what kind of similarities do you see between these two practices?
Well, first of all, what I have to share as I close my eyes, because that is the deepest connection of how I can embody what I'm going to share, is I really feel like I'm home. I feel that all the years that I was the rebellious teenager against the religion of Judaism, I come from a very Orthodox family from my father's side, which is a whole other chapter of my life I won't get into. But I feel that what the center is giving me is a sense of, first and foremost, family, roots. And I think that is the core of being able to connect to the divine, is knowing that you have community, you have family. So I wanted to just say thank you to that. And the other thing that I feel is that, it's such a universal language that is being offered here. It's such a depth of truth that is honestly universal, and it doesn't have to do with religion. It has to do with, again, the core of one's being and one's light, and it's keys to how to truly live your life to the fullest. And so it resonates in a way that it's like the cells in my body are dancing when I'm sitting in the chair. I really actually sometimes in the class, because I'm automatically love to,
you wish you could just stand up and dance in front of the class.
Oh, that's it. Pause. Okay, I'm pausing. Yes, and so it's like it's a dance for me. Yeah, I'm very expressive.
I'll ask the teacher for a little workshop afterwards, a little session in front of the group. Pause.
Yeah.
What a pleasure.
Yeah, I will say that I have missed now 2 classes, and still with what I have been participating in, I feel like I'm accessing a deeper source to my light, and that the teachings are giving me permission in a way that feels liberated and in a way that feels tangible and accessible, rather than something that makes me feel like a discomfort, which I did have with my own relationship with Judaism. So I'm excited. I'm only in the Kabbalah 1 course, and there's so much to learn. I can't wait to be your student soon. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to be part of your family.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
It's definitely, like I said, very universal, and that's why I like to do that. These interviews too, or talk with different people that have different spiritual practices, because it's so universal. We're maybe using different tools or different language or different way to express, but it's all geared towards the same direction.
Yeah, and I just want to say on that note is that one of the reasons that I've resonated so deeply with the Native American tradition is because it's earth-based medicine. And what that means is that it's about connecting to nature and allowing nature to speak to you. And so I feel too that just with those 2 practices, that it's a source of communication with Creator that allows you to connect deeper to yourself.
Yeah. There are a few things that are coming up, no? That you are also collaborating with Karen together?
Yes, so it's so exciting. So first of all, what I got to do is I got to lead a dance of liberation for the Chevre here at the Kabbalah Center in Los Angeles. And the most immediate thing that I'm doing here in Los Angeles, if you're here in LA and not in Brazil, is on September 16th, I'm facilitating a dance of liberation at Ecstatic Dance LA. And Ecstatic Dance LA, the best way that I like to present it is it's a holistic rave. You come in, it starts at 3:30, it ends at 7, so it's like really fun hours of a Sunday. And it's basically you coming and fully being in your expression through dance. We have a warm-up, which on September 16th I'm going to be facilitating. And then we have a live DJ, Ombika Om, who's coming to DJ her heart away. And it's just a place that, no drugs, no alcohol, barefoot, a raw live vegan bar with superfood smoothies. And it's just
definitely very LA.
Yeah. yes, in many ways. Although the trend is growing. The trend is growing, and there is Ecstatic Dance New York and Ecstatic Dance San Francisco and Ecstatic Dance actually all over the world. So it's a very exciting venue to come and be of service to. And then what I have, and do I have my little notes here? Okay, well I'll just say that you can see my website for it, because I did write it down. But we have.
We can post it also.
Yes, we'll post it too. But Karen Berg and I are facilitating 5-day retreats together, and they're basically going to be the embodiment of prayer, Kabbalah, dance of liberation, going deep into your soul contract and getting a chance to rewrite it and dance it and meditate as a community. And we're doing that at Kripalu in Massachusetts. We're doing it at Omega Institute. We're going to Costa Rica in February, which is going to be super powerful. Let's see, where else? We're going to be in Santa Cruz. We're going to be in Santa Cruz at Multiversity. So you can find out about the dates on my website, and also I'm sure it's going to be on Karen Berg's website, but my website is Parashakti, PARASHAKTI.org. And you can get all the information there. And I'm very also accessible if you just want to talk and ask more about these wonderful modalities. Please feel free to contact me, to email me.
Beautiful. And we'll put all the information in the comment section so people can check this out.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you guys, and thank you so much.
Yes, and I'll just say one last thing is that really the dance floor is a platform to come. So you don't need to know how to dance. It's not about that, right? I mean, you were there, It's really a sacred container for you to come and just go into that deeper quest of where you are in your life and to move through the blockages and to be in a safe environment with unbelievable people, because we always come together to build community, and that is our life's mission. And so here we are, and so graced and blessed to be here with you. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Parashakti. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.
להתראות.